Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome to this new lesson, Darsu Thani wa Ishrun. In this lesson, we are going to look at the three conditions of the present tense verb. Halat, Halat and Mudari, Talat. So we are going to look at the conditions of the fi'l mudari, which is fi'l mudari marfu'un, fi'l mudari mansubun, and fi'l mudari majzumun. We have been looking at this previously, but in this lesson specifically, we are going to do a revision. Everything we are going to say here, you actually know it, but for the benefit of understanding and having clear intuition about fi'l mudari, let's have a quick look at that. المضارع المرفوع المضارع مرفوع. If we have, for example, Hamid yadhab, in this case we see that this verb yadhab, of course this sentence is a jumla ismiya with a habarun, which is fi'lun jumla fi'liya. So we are looking at this jumla fi'liya yadhab is the one we are saying is mudari'u marfu'un alamatu rafa bidhamma. So as you can see, there's a dhamma at the end. So we call this al-mudari marfu'un. What if we put lan, for example, lan yadhaba? So we say Hamid lan yadhaba. This, by putting lan, which is adat nasbi lil mustaqbal, which in actual fact it negates the future, the futuristic of a verb. So we say lan yadhab. So we say fi'l mudari'u mansubun alamat nasbi bil fath. It ends with the fatha. Why it's ending with the fath? Is because there is a particle of nasbi, adat nasbi, and this particle is lan. So when lan comes before a fi'l mudari'u, it becomes mansubun, as you can see, bil fath. And if mudari'u, we are still on fi'l mudari'u yadhab, if lam comes before fi'l mudari'u, it becomes fi'l mudari'u majzumun alamat jazmi bisukun. So we see here the end is sukun. So these are the three modes of fi'l mudari: marfu'un, mansubun, and majzumun. The three modes of the verbs fi'l mudari. Let's just have a quick look of other examples. Atulab yadhabuna. Atulab yadhabuna. Let's have a look at it. Atulab, this is of course mubtad, and yadhab shub jumla fi'liya habarun. So yadhabuna, here let's look at it. It is marfu'un, it is mudari'u marfu'un bitubuti nun, with the presence of nun. And what is this waw? Waw jam'a. Waw jam'a, which is referring this the fa'ilun, is telling us the fa'ilun is mudhakkar salim. So it's mudhakkar here. That's why for this waw. So yadhabun. What if we bring lan adat nafi with mustaqbal? It becomes lan yadhabu. Lan yadhabu. So what do we say? This is fi'l mudari'u mansubun fi hadhif nun hadif nun. We delete nun. But if we bring lam, we say lam yadhabu is the same. Fi'al mudari'u majzumun bi hadif nun. So we do have here the hadif nun. Aminat tadhab. Aminat tadhab. So let's look at the habar. Fi'al mudari'u marfu'un bi dhammat dhahir. This is the alamat raf bi dhamma. So the ending of this dhamma is the one that we are saying it is marfu'un. It is raf. So this is the sign of marfu'un. Dhamma here. Check dhamma here. If we bring lan in this sentence, we can say Aminatu lan tadhaba. Lan tadhaba. So here lan, that nafi Muslim mustaqbal is affected tadhab into tadhaba. This kasra, this dhamma into fat, into fat. So the effect is being caused by lan. So we say lan tadhaba. Okay. Lam, if we decide to bring lam, nafi, you didn't go. So you say lam tadhab, lam tadhab. You see the sukun? So we say fi'lun mudari'u majzumun alamatu jazmin bisukun. So you see this sukun? It is because there is a jasmin, which is lam, and that nasb, that jasmin. Okay. At-talibat yadhabna. Yadhabna. In this case, it is, of course, a habr, but let's say it's jumla fi'liya marfu'un. Here it is mabniyun. Whether it's marfu'un or it's mansubun or majzumun, it remains mabniyun. It means it doesn't change. You need now to understand the context and its position in the sentence. So, for example, if here we understand it is habarun, so it is marfu'un because of its position in a sentence. Here, when you see lan yadhabna, here it is preceded by lan, which is at that nasbil mustaqbal. So we understand this yadhabna is no longer marfu'un because of lan. It is al-fi'l mudari'u mansubun mabniyun in this case. So it's mabniyun ala sukun. So nun, this nun is nun of fa'ilun. It's no longer nun of mod. It's nun fa'ilun, which we call nun niswa. Refers to mu'annab, nun niswa. Lam yadhabna. Now we have lam. In this case, it is fi'l mudari'u majzumun. This is fi'l mabniyun ala sukun. The reason for it being majzumun must than be lam. That just okay. It is preceded by a particle of jazm. Okay, let's have also a quick look at this one. Anta, or do you say anta? And the third. So still here is habr, but let's look at the habr, what it says. Tadab. This is fi'l mudari'u marfu'un bidhamma. This is bidhamma. This is the alamat raf, the sign of marfu'un. Okay. لن تذهب. لن تذهب. Why تذهب? Because it is preceded by لن. لن, it is أداة نصب للمستقبل. If you want to negate the future, if say you don't want to go to the market tomorrow, you can say أنا لن أذهب إلى سوق غدا. It means you are not going to the market tomorrow. Same applies if you want to negate anything in the future that is not happening now, but that is happening in future. You use LAN. So this is LAN. That nafi is that is a nafi lil mustaqbal, the futuristic negation. Lam, what is the difference between LAN and lam? Lam is a fi'l mudari, say adat nafi, which negates the present. Say I didn't go. If there is still an opportunity for you to go, you can see I didn't go to the market, but your negation does not mean you cannot go. You can still go because you're using lam. Remember, we learned this in previous lesson. So you say lam tadhab. So yeah, this is anta tadhab. You put sukun here, so it becomes fi'l mudaru majzumun alamatu jasmi sukun. Okay. Antum tadhabun. Tadhabuna is fi'l mudaru marfu'un with tubut nun. Tubut nun is the presence of nun. Lan tadhabu. Lan, nafi المستقبل. This is فعل مضارع منصوب حذف نون. So you remove nun. لم تذهبوا, the same applies. فعل مضارع مجزوم حذف نون. So the difference between لم تذهبوا and lan tadhabu, this tadhabu and this tadhabu is only understood based on its position and what precedes it in a sentence. So if you know lam, you know it's the same, and you know it is mansubun. Lam, and if you know it is majzumun. Anti tadhabin. So in this case, tadhabin, what happens? You say fi'l mudaru marfu'un, and here marfu'un bi thubut nun, and this ya is ya fa'ilun mu'annath mukhatab. So it means the person is present and is feminine. So if your sister is in front of you, you address it as tadhabina. Okay, then it is marfu'un. And what if she wants to negate the future, that she's not going to the village tomorrow? She can use lan tadhabi. And tadhabi here in this case, it is fi'l mudari'u mansubun. It's mansubun, and here we don't put fatha to say tadhabiya, because if a word is ending with ya, in most cases kasra is appropriate, so the ending of it will follow the kasra behind, or the letter behind the end of the word. It says tadhabi, but you know it is mansubun bil fatha muqaddar. Why is it don't put fatha here because it is heavy. The prevention of a fatha is that it is heavy, and it is appropriate to use kasra with the ya. Okay, we will learn on another lesson why it is not, we don't put a fatha. Lam tadhabi, so the same applies here. Is we know it is sukun, and we understood the effect of lam in sentence. Okay, antuna tadhabna, lan tadhabna, lam tadhabna. As you can see, the effect is the same. When you see antuna or hunna, you should know that the verb is always mabniyun. It doesn't change. It's mabniyun. You only understand the effect, you only understand the fi'lun through the use of particles. For example, here, when you see lan tadhabna, you know it is mansubun. But although it is mabniyun, but you know it is mansubun. When you see lam tadhabna, you know it is majzumun. Okay. Let's look at here the last ones. Ana adhab. Ana adhab. Let's look at the habr here. Adhab. Adhab. فعل مضارع مرفوع بالضمة which is علامة رفع, the sign that it is مرفوع. What if you use lan? Lan adhab. Lan adhab. So if you want to negate, maybe you don't want to go, or you're not going to town tomorrow, you can use ana lan adhaba ila Medinah qadan. So you negate using lan, and the verb itself becomes mansubun bil fath. Lam adhab, if you didn't go to the market today, you can say ana lam adhab ila madinati yawm. So you can actually negate this one and changes the verb into sukun. Nahnu nadhab. Nahnu nadhab. This is fi'l mudhari marfu'un alamatu rafa bi sukun. Not bi sukun, bi dhamma, because it is marfu'un. Lan nadhaba. Lan nadhaba is fi'l mudhari'un mansubun alamatu nasbin, but lam nadhab fi'l mudhari'u majzumun alamatu jazmin bisukun. So this is how you understand the modes of the fi'l. If you get time as well, you can have a look here. Whatever we were saying here, we were taking it from this side. So let's just take example. يذهب فعل مضارع مرفوع بالضمة. Where is the fa'ilun? ضمير مستتر تقديره هو. And when you bring lan, it becomes فعل مضارع منصوب بالفتح. الفاعل ضمير مستتر تقديره هو. So basically it's the same here as we were explaining, as I was explaining. These are the modes for fi'l mudari. So I hope you understood the lesson, and these are the basis of what we are building in the next coming lesson. So I hope you understood, and may you please revise, and I'll meet you in the next lesson as we continue this lesson number 22, ending here. Jazakallahu khairan. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.